Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm super excited because we're going to be testing out a bunch of brand new drugstore and affordable makeup. So we're going to do a full face of first impressions. And I have so much good stuff here. I have some Catrice, some Kokie Cosmetics, LA Girl, e.l.f., Honest Beauty, a little bit of everything. So I hope you guys enjoy. Definitely grab a snack, get cozy, and let's get into it. Okay, so I may or may not have just filmed this eyeshadow look. So what had happened was I did the look, loved the way it turned out. I tried something different, but I messed up my left eye completely. I tried to save it and I just couldn't. So I got like really annoyed. I wiped everything off, washed my face, changed my shirt, and I was like, we're starting over. So luckily I didn't get super far into the makeup. It was really just like the eyeshadows. I'm gonna do the same look though, because I pretty much know what I have to do. I'm gonna start off with the Nudie, what is it? Nudie Cutie eyeshadow palette from LA Girl. I really love these LA Girl palettes. First of all, the mirror is gigantic, which I love, but I really love the mattes and shimmers in here, and this is a really pretty neutral palette. I just swatched a couple of these and they're really, really pretty and intense, especially this shade right here. This is like a foiled pressed gold, amazing shade. It's so pretty. I never have issues with LA Girl when it comes to like their mattes and shimmers. They have amazing quality. So I'm a huge fan of these palettes. I've pretty much almost everything that I've tried from LA Girl, I feel like I love. Like I'm rarely disappointed with the brand. So I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. So we're gonna do something basic as far as the eyeshadow, but I'm gonna do some graphic liner. I'm gonna add some glitter and it's gonna be cute. Let's do it. Round two. And LA Girl you can typically find at Ulta, of course online, and then CVS. But CVS, I feel like, at least my CVS, is very limited with LA Girl products. So I feel like Ulta is your best bet. I'm gonna go into a little bit of this like peachy warm shade with that same brush. This one is from ColourPop, by the way. It's the E2 blending brush. And I'm just gonna add that pretty much where I just applied that previous shade. I just wanna add a little bit more of like a peachy warm tone to this color. By the way, on my skin right now, if you're wondering, I just have on the Supercharged Dewy Primer from Milani because I just felt like since I wiped off my makeup and everything and I rinsed my face with water, my skin just needed some hydration, and that is like one of my favorite drugstore primers. So I just like drenched my skin in that. Then I'm gonna go into this deep dark brown and I'm gonna apply that on the outer part of the lid. I'm really gonna build it up and just pack on that shade. Okay, so that is pretty much it for the eyeshadow. I'm gonna carve out the lid a little bit just because I'm gonna do a matte shade and I want that to pop. And I'm just gonna use the Catrice True Skin Concealer. I'm really excited about this because I'm gonna use this later on for my face, but I'm gonna use this right now just on the back of my hand. I'm gonna put some and then just to kind of carve out the lid a little bit. So then I'm gonna take that matte cream shade with that same brush. Of course, this is my 03 brush from the crayon case. It's literally the best and my favorite brush for applying colors on the lids, whether that's like matte shades, shimmers, glitters. It's literally the best brush. So I'm just gonna pack that matte color right over the concealer just to set it. Ooh, I love neutrals, you guys. Like, I know this looks basic, but like you just cannot go wrong with basic looks and colors like this. They're literally my favorite. Also gonna actually dip into a little bit of this dark brown. It's like much darker than this one. It's a little bit less warm. And I'm just gonna add that to deepen this up just a little bit more and add some darkness here. Okay, for the center of my lid, I'm gonna go into this shade right here. This is a really unique color because when you apply it or when you touch it, you can see it's not super pigmented. It's more so like a topper. So it's gonna give you like that glitter iridescent look. It's not as like intense as like these shades right here, which are much more pigmented and like opaque. This one is much more light and it's just gonna add a little bit of glitter. Like a little sparkly touch. You see what I mean? Just to, I feel like, add not only a little pop, but also I feel like this just kind of helps to blend that edge out a little bit more and just makes this look slightly more diffused. So I'm gonna do some graphic liner. So I'm gonna use this Honest Beauty liquid liner. And I already used this again because I already filmed this portion of this video, but I don't love this. I just don't love the applicator. I wish it was a little bit more flexible, but I do like how matte this product is. So I'm gonna do some winged liner. Okay, now for the graphic liner, I'm just gonna start here and just connect it to that wing. Okay, I always hold my breath when I do this, you guys, but I got it. I don't hate this liner. If the applicator was a little bit more flexible, like I feel like it would be perfect, but it's not terrible. I love how black it is, and I like the fact that it dries down matte. It's just the applicator, but that's just like me being picky, you know, like everybody likes different things when it comes to their products. So now for the fun part, I'm gonna go in with some glitter, and these LA Girl iridescent liquid eyeshadows are so pretty. I tried one shade. I'm gonna try this different color out, but they have a ton of different colors. They're so pretty, very just like intense and glittery, but there's no mess because the applicator just looks like this. So you could do a lot with these. You can put them all over your lid, you could do liner with them, and I'm basically going to add the glitter right around the edges of the graphic liner. Just like that. So I'm basically just gonna add the liner in this area as well. That is so pretty. I love this color. All right, so that is pretty much it. These you need. This, I might just have to touch up the black a little bit, but I'll do that probably once I'm done the lashes and everything. So now for mascara, I have the Makeup Revolution 5D Lash Extreme Volume Mascara. I have seen so many people raving about this. It says it's supposed to give you dramatic multiplied false lash effect. Packaging is cute. It's kind of like a push mascara. Like instead of twisting it, you just push it, which is cute. Wow, this wand is like ginormous. This wand is literally as big as my eye. It's definitely separating, and you know, I like how black it is. Like I feel like I can actually see the product going onto my lashes. I like the formula, but I don't think I love the wand. I think it's just a little bit too big. I feel like it's even bigger than the e.l.f. Big Mood mascara. I really like this one, and I feel like the wand on this one is like pretty big as well, but it has just a little bit of a better shape to it. Now for lashes, I have been loving these from Milani. These are from their new Flora collection. You can find them at Walmart. They are just absolutely stunning. They're so fluffy, easy to apply, and they look good with so many different looks. This is what they look like up close. They are so pretty. So lashes are on. Obsessed with these. So I'm gonna go in with the LA Girl Hydrating Mist. This one is the dragon fruit scent. It's funny because this kind of looks like a body spray. It's so cute. I don't believe this is like a setting spray, but I'm gonna use it later on just to kind of melt all the powders into the skin. It smells nice. It feels hydrating. It doesn't feel like excessively hydrating, you know what I mean? I'm not crazy about the spritzer, but I definitely like the Milani sprays. I feel like a little bit more than this one personally. I feel like they're just more hydrating, and I like the mister. It's just a little bit more even on the skin. Now for primer, I have this one from Catrice. This is the Grip and Last Putty Primer. I haven't tried a different putty primer in a while because I'm always just using the one from e.l.f., but this one looks really, really good. Ugh, I love a fresh primer. So let's test this out. I'm just gonna put it right on the back of my hand. Ooh, this feels thick. Oh wait, no, it's actually a lot creamier than I thought. Okay, definitely I feel like smooths you out. Okay, I actually really like the consistency of this. For some reason I thought it was gonna be like not as creamy because the formula is really thick when you first apply it, but it's actually super creamy and it blends easily. I feel like it's a little bit less matte than the Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f., which I thought it was going to be the opposite because this one feels a little bit thicker than the one from e.l.f., but then when you blend it, it's actually, like I said, super creamy. But I do feel like this definitely smoothed me out, and my skin feels really soft. It doesn't feel tight or dry either. Like it actually feels like hydrated but smooth. So now I don't have a new foundation. I haven't really seen a ton of like brand new ones. I feel like the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation is like the newest affordable Drugstore foundation, which I have been loving that. So I'm not going to use that today, but I am going to use an affordable foundation. This one is from The Ordinary. So I tested this out a few months back in the fall. The shade was just completely orange. It was way too dark. So I have a lighter shade, and I figured since we're doing an all affordable makeup look today, I'm going to use this. This foundation is actually really good because I remember wearing it throughout the day and really actually loving the way the skin looked. Even though the shade was off, the formula itself was nice. Love their concealer as well. This is super affordable. I want to say it's under $10 at Ulta. And I feel like The Ordinary, like their complexion products are actually very underrated because like I said, when I used them, they were good. So this shade that I have today is 2.0 YG, which I think should match. So I'm just gonna tap this everywhere. I did about 1 pump. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a nice match. Oh wow, this is pretty. So this is supposed to be like a natural full coverage foundation, and I agree. Like look at how pretty that looks. Like it's definitely covering up, but it doesn't feel heavy, and it blends very easily. Oh, that's pretty. Wow. And that Catrice primer, I'm like shocked. It's so good. It's kind of like a soft, natural matte finish, or maybe like a satin matte finish, actually. Like it's not completely matte, but it's also not dewy. So it's kind of like a little bit of a mixture of both. I love the way it looks, and the color, I'm so happy. It's like so on point. Now for concealer, again, I'm going to go in with the Catrice True Skin Concealer, and I got this one in the shade 005 Warm Macadamia. Let's do one eye first so I could see how this looks and blends. And I'm going to use the Total Complexion Face Sponge from e.l.f. They actually just launched a black one. I love this sponge. It's one of my favorites. It's basically the same thing as their pink one that they have. Again, this was just black. I love the Catrice True Skin foundation. And this seems to have pretty good coverage. It says high cover concealer, has hyaluronic acid, and it's supposed to be waterproof. I know this concealer is not like super new. I just could not find my shade for the longest. It was sold out. I'm so happy that I was able to get it because this looks amazing. I like the combination too with the foundation. So I have a cream blush here. This one is from Honest Beauty. It is the Cream Cheek lip color. So it's for your cheeks and your lips. This actually feels super heavy, not gonna lie. And it's in the shade Rose Pink. Like there's some weight to this. The packaging is cute. It's like a little tin, and then this is the shade. I'm just touching it to see. Okay, so it's like a balm kind of. This reminds me of actually something I used to use when I was like younger in my childhood. I'm gonna put some on my lips right now. Like why not? I just have on a little bit of like clear lip balm. Oh, it's pretty. It's like natural. It's like the most pretty, like natural, like lip pink or pink lip shade. It's definitely a natural wash of color, as you can see, but it's pretty though. It's like a balm formula, so it's not super intensely pigmented, but it does give you a nice wash of color, and I think it gives you just enough pigment. Like this is actually really nice, but let's see if you can build it up. Oh yeah, see, like that's buildable. That's pretty. Wait, I actually like this more than I thought I was gonna like it, like not even kidding. Let me blend this out a little bit with the sponge from e.l.f. Okay, now I'm excited for this loose powder. This is also from Honest Beauty. It is the Invisible Blurring Loose Powder. It's supposed to be a cake-free, crease-free formula that blends invisibly into a range of skin tones. For the under eyes, I have been loving the Sigma and Taylor Wynn Smooth Under Eye Brush. It is perfection. It's the perfect shape. Everything about it is perfect. And I'm gonna just set my under eyes. I don't really like this powder. It honestly looks, I feel like dry, and it feels a little bit like my skin is getting tight as I apply it. So might not be the best for my skin, but maybe could work if you have super oily skin. I'm gonna go ahead and set my brows really quick. I have the Get Fluffed Brow Gel. This is from Half Caked. This brand is so freaking cute. I rave about their cream blushes and bronzers all the time. Not drugstore, but super affordable. And they are a sister-owned brand, and they just have like the most adorable packaging, but really great quality products. I actually used the brow definer today because they just launched some new brow products. They were so kind to send these over, and the shade that I wanted to use is 5.0, and I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in the makeup room, but that is gonna be a good shade for me. This is the color that I used today in 4.0, and it was a little bit too light, but really nice formula. If you need some new brow definer, brow gels, I like these. Super creamy, easy to work with, and now I'm gonna use the brow gel, which you can see it has a tiny little brush, which I really like, because then you can get in there and really set your brows and get each hair. And this one is in the shade of 4.0. Yeah, my face feels a little tight. I feel like it looks dry on camera. Like it just looks like totally flat, so I really don't love that powder. For bronzer, the newest drugstore one that I have tried is the LA Girl Matte Bronzer. I feel like at the drugstore there needs to be more bronzers, more shades. I think brands need to definitely work on the bronzer and blush category when it comes to extending their shade range, because like there's a lot of really great formulas, but the shades are just not super extensive, unfortunately, which sucks because like bronzer is so good, but there's only 2 shades in it. So let me know if you guys have any favorite affordable bronzers, but I'm just gonna use this just to add some color back to the skin. I feel like my skin doesn't look how splotchy that looks. And this is a good bronzer, but I feel like it's because of that powder. I just don't love it on my skin. I don't know. That does not look that good. I really loved the complexion too before I used that powder. I'm actually upset because I loved the way everything was looking. It looks so muddy, I feel like. But like when I used this bronzer, I loved the way that it looked. I guess it's not completely terrible. Definitely have had worse, but I think the bronzer, it can look better. I think it's just because of this powder. I don't love it. Okay, next up for blush, I have some new ones here from Koki Cosmetics. These look really pretty. These are their soft gradient blushes. Look at these colors. It looks stunning. I have 4 shades here, but they actually were kind enough to send me all the shades. So I just opened up a couple to see what they would look like, and they look so pretty. Like this looks beautiful. And this one looks really pretty too. It's like just a ton of different like ombre colors, or colors to create an ombre effect. I think I'm gonna use this color right here in BL02 Bellissima. Ooh, wow. That's actually a lot more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. Do you see, like, I feel like products are not going over top of that powder really nicely because it is so dry on my skin. Thought it was gonna be like soft and buildable, but it's intense. It's pretty though. Imagine, okay, can you imagine these? I'm just gonna take my sponge and just kind of try to blend through this a little bit because it's so intense. Okay, so the more I was blending, I feel like this right here got a little splotchy. You can probably see it. It's really, really minor. I feel like the products that I use, like the bronzer, the blush, it's good. It's just that powder like really threw everything off a little bit for me. Now for highlighter, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Daily Dew Stick, and this one is in the shade Iridescent. Or actually, let me just use my finger. I've heard really good things about these. Ooh, that's pretty. It's like natural, which is like definitely my kind of vibe when it comes to highlighter nowadays. It's just like a very subtle like dew. You see, like it's like it almost like gives you a dew when it highlights, but it's very natural. I like it. I like stuff like this. I think especially for me today where I feel like I need some dew, I need a little bit of highlighter. This is perfect. Okay, now for lips, I have 2 different products. One is from ColourPop. These are the new lippy sticks that they have. So I'm gonna try one of these, but I also have a lip oil here from LA Girl that I'm gonna try first. And this one is in Shimmer Coconut. And I'm just gonna try this on my bare lips. Ooh, it smells like coconut. So it pretty much feels like a clear gloss. There is a little bit of like a glitter to it, like just very, very subtle, but it still feels really smooth. It doesn't feel sticky at all. Definitely feels like a lip oil versus an actual gloss. Like it's not as thick. Now let's try these ColourPop lippy sticks, and this one I have in the shade Candy. I haven't tried a lippy stick from ColourPop in such a long time. It's so creamy and pigmented. I like this color, but I'm not crazy about it with this look, so I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go in with the shade Oh Snap. I really like this color. It's like a pretty light nudie pink. So I just took that off. I'm gonna line my lips and go in with that same color again. I'm gonna use the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade BFF3. I like that color. I just feel like I need some more definition, and it's kind of hard to go over it with lip liner because the lippy stick is so creamy. So I just wiped it off because it's easier to just line my lips this way. Okay, now I can use a little bit of this shade. My face feels so dry that even like around my mouth feels like really dry, especially when I wipe products off. It's like that powder really, I feel like dried my skin out. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of that lip oil right in the center from LA Girl. For the lash line, I'm actually just gonna do mascara and a little inner corner highlight, and that is it. I've kind of really been loving just like bare lower lashes, which is so unlike me, but I've been loving it. So I'm gonna take this shade right here. I'm gonna spray my brush. Then I'm gonna go back with the same mascara from earlier. I really like the packaging though. Like I like the idea of just like pushing it in and out. Yeah, this wand is like really big. You have to be really careful because it is so big. Does work though, like it definitely lengthens, and I like how black it is. I just wish the wand was a little bit, maybe like a different shape and maybe a little bit smaller. All right, you guys, we made it to the end of this video. I honestly thought I was gonna go downhill after the powder, which it kind of did, but I still pulled through because I wanted to just make it work and get through the look. But I really overall love this look. I like the way it turned out. So obviously you guys know this powder from Honest Beauty is just not my favorite. It's just so drying. Even after spraying my face a bunch with a bunch of hydrating setting spray, like this one from LA Girl, which by the way, I don't like this because I feel like it's not hydrating. This powder for me, I also don't like the way other products layered over top of it. They just didn't look really smooth, and it wasn't my fave. So I think this is ideal if you have super oily skin, you might like it, but I just took a photo with flash and it does not look cute. It's, first of all, a horrible photo. This powder did not pass the flash test. So I feel like there's definitely better ones. I mean, even if you do have oily skin, actually, I mean, there's some better options out there. So for me, this is a dud. Not my favorite. Also don't really love the Makeup Revolution mascara. I just feel like the wand is a little bit too big. Like if it had a different shape, or maybe it was a little bit thinner, like maybe same size, but just a little bit thinner, it would be perfect. Also the liner, I'm not a huge fan of the applicator, but I do like the formula of it because it's so black and matte. Everything else, I have to say, I do really love, like especially the complexion. I love the way it turned out before the powder. I thought everything looked so beautiful. Like I loved the putty primer from Catrice. This is so good. It's really smoothing, but still like really hydrating. Love the way the Ordinary foundation looked over top of it as well. I just felt like it was super smooth and it had great coverage, but it was still really lightweight. And the concealer wore really nicely over top of it as well. Nice coverage, easy to blend. So I will let you guys know how this makeup wears throughout the day. These Kokie blushes, wow. I am just so impressed at how pigmented they are. I thought they were gonna be really subtle. They are intense and beautiful. This is also a matte formula. I thought it was nice. I just feel like, again, with the powder, it just kind of threw everything off because that was so dry that products over top just didn't really sit and blend well, but still really beautiful. I cannot wait to try more of the shades out because I really like this formula. Love the lip combo, the lippy sticks from ColourPop. Super creamy. It feels like just a very creamy lipstick. I also really like the LA Girl lip oil. They have a ton of these, but this one was nice. It smells like coconut, and I like that it feels really lightweight but still gives you that glossy finish. This Daily Dew Stick from e.l.f. I also really like. It didn't pull up any of my foundation and it dries down, which is nice. So it's going to give you something really natural and subtle, and I think this is good over top of powders as well. Oh yeah, the eyeshadow palette. I really like this eyeshadow palette. I don't think this is an absolute must-have. Like if you already have colors like this, obviously like you don't really need this, but it's a really nice palette if you are looking for something neutral and warm. I mean, the shades in here are beautiful. You get a nice mirror. Oh yeah, the Honest Beauty cream blush. Love this. I love this on the cheeks and then also on the lips. I thought it was so beautiful, buildable, creamy. It's just the way that it sits on the skin, I think is just, it's stunning. So really love this. If you guys have any other favorites from Honest Beauty, let me know. Yeah, overall, great products. And we have more hits than misses, which is always great. So let me know if you guys have tried any of these. What are your thoughts? I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And as always, everything will be linked down below, and I will keep you guys updated on how this makeup wears throughout the day. So thank you guys so much for everything, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.